Good morning and welcome to day number 11 of the 6 to 6 for 6 challenge. We're really exhausted this morning. Been working super hard and really long hours lately. I was up again until 1 o'clock last night, and last night was probably the worst night for my baby. As you can see, he had a pretty rough time sleeping last night. He didn't want to sleep all night, and for some reason he doesn't feel tired right now and wants to be totally awake. There's no way if I wasn't doing this challenge that I would be awake right now. I just know I would go back to sleep because that's all that I want to do. But it's a challenge for 6 weeks, so I'm going to go do my power hour, let you know how it goes. Hello and welcome to video number 2 of day number 11. And I want to start by reporting to you guys that this has been really difficult for me lately. I've had a really tough time with this. I wake up in the morning and I want nothing more than just to go back to bed. While I'm in bed at night and I'm trying to sleep and my baby starts crying, I feel an immense amount of anger that I judge myself for. And I say, man, I'm such a horrible person for feeling that anger. When I go to record these videos, sometimes I want to take the camera and just throw it against the wall. Sometimes I just want to quit and give up on this whole thing. And that's what I want to talk about today. Sometimes you hit those points in life where it just gets difficult. This is a step beyond what we talked about motivation yesterday. It goes beyond that because I've been studying the science of human behavior for several years, and I understand it on a psychological level, and even more so I understand it on a spiritual level, which when you combine those two, you get a very good understanding of what really goes on with people. And in that study, I've come to realize that you need more than just motivation. One of the very powerful principles, the power principle that I want to share with you today, is that when you try to do something good, you are going to meet resistance. And there's no way to really explain this in psychology. But you can notice it in your life. When you try to do something good, you're going to find every single excuse you can. All those things I just told you, all of my excuses. Other things have come up for me. I'm sore. I get injured. Every excuse I possibly can come up with comes up when I'm trying to progress and to go somewhere, to do something meaningful. And when I try to do something useless and that's totally worthless for my life, like sit down and watch TV, it is so easy. I've never once had to set a goal to watch an hour of TV a day. It comes natural. I have to fight against doing it. So why is it that something that is not progressive for me and that's not good for me is so easy to do, and something that's difficult for me, or that's good for me, is so difficult to do? And again, on a psychological level, you can't fully understand this. So one of the reasons why I wasn't fully satisfied with my education in psychology. I went to college and studied psychology, and I said, I want more. And I started looking at things on a spiritual level. And this particular principle makes sense only on a spiritual level. Because when you're trying to do something right, there is opposition out there. Because there's an opposition in all things. There's opposites to everything, light and dark, positive and negative. And when positive and light come about, there is certain dark forces that try to fight against that. And I've really been feeling that in my life lately as I'm trying to do these videos, as I'm trying to build my business, as I'm trying to coach my clients. And on that topic, that's what I want to talk about, how extremely valuable it is to have a coach. Now, I have paid a lot of money for coaching, and it's been absolutely invaluable in my life. And I charge other people a lot of money for coaching, and I've seen absolute transformation beyond what is even possible in the world of psychology. But today my point is not to tell you you need to go out and pay a lot of money for coaching. Okay, if coaching is ever right for you to get a hired coach, then you'll know, and that time will come. My intent for this video is to teach you how to set up coaching relationships in your life so that you can have people that just are there for you and stand as coaches when you need them. And I'll give you one example. One of my favorite coaches is my wife. Now, a coach is very different from a spouse, and sometimes I need a spouse. Most of the time I need a spouse. And every once in a while, I need a coach, and I need my wife to coach me. Here's what a coach does. Number one, a coach is going to hold you to something, and they're going to hold you accountable. They're going to be there to make sure that you're doing things the right way. They're also there to call you out. So when I go to my wife and I say, I need a coach, and she says, what's going on? And I try to tell her my story, and I tell her this big, long story about how I just can't be doing this because this and this and this and this and this. She's there to call me out and say, you know what? You know a lot better than that. You are more powerful than to let those things beat you and to let those things get you down. Okay, so that's first what she does. She calls me out on my stories. She's there for me to be accountable. She's there and willing to listen to me and to be a support for me. And then the next thing that she does is she then is there to strengthen me and uplift me. And especially when we're having this spiritual conversation. As you try to progress and move forward, the same thing that's held you back in the past is going to come back again. And it's always going to come back. And one day you're going to have to figure out that you have to deal with it. And you know what I'm talking about, those limiting beliefs. When you start to sabotage yourself and start to do these things that you know is not what the direction you want to go, you need somebody that's there to help you stop that pattern and to lift you out of it, because that pattern came from somewhere. And when you go to find that place where that pattern came from, it can be very, very painful. And you go into a very, very dark place, which is why we avoid it, which is why we just live a mediocre life our entire lives, because we don't want the pain of finding out what's not working. But that's what we have to do. We have to go down, dig down, and find those dark places inside of us that we haven't gotten rid of. And in that place, we need support system. We need somebody who can be there and stand as a strength and as a beacon of light for us. So when we're in dark places, they can bring light to us and literally lift us up and lift us out of that place as they coach us through how we deal with it. Because there's a lot of ways that we know how to deal with it already. And other people, they know how to deal with issues. We just never deal with issues because they're too painful and they're hard to deal with on your own. So you find somebody who's willing to be your coach. You're going to have to start with a conversation that's very frank with them, letting them know what a coach is and how you want them to show up for you in this special arrangement. Then ask them to be your coach, and if they agree, go to them when you need coaching. When you're feeling like everything is just absolutely bringing you down and crushing you, then call on your coach. And if you get to a place where you're absolutely stuck, and honestly, I did not plan on even offering this, but as I was speaking, I suddenly felt like I should. If you get to a place where you're hit a dark place, and you feel like you can't get yourself up and out, and you can't figure out why you can't get motivated, why you can't get going, what it is that's holding you back, and you need a coach, I'm going to go ahead and give this offer. It's really rare. I normally won't give this. Like I said, I just felt like I should. But I'm going to offer for you to give me a call, because I've experienced this and I've worked with a lot of clients and helped them come up out of this. I know how to do it. I'm going to offer just a free session. If you ever hit that point, call me up. And totally for free, we'll spend some time on the phone helping you coach through that. And it may even be just what you need to understand what coaching is and how that relationship works and how to come up out of something. Or it just may be that issue that you need to get over. So I'm going to give that for free, not an unlimited number of times, but at least one time where we spend a good full session on the phone. So feel free to give me a call. I'll go ahead and put my email or my phone number in the email just in case my number ever changes and I want to keep this same video. I'll put my phone number in the email, and this I'll just leave as an open invitation for as long as this program is going. But if you ever need just someone and you can't get through something, call me up. I'll be your coach. Every day I hope to be your coach through these videos, but if you ever need a one-on-one, I'm going to offer that to people who are in this challenge that will do one free coaching session. So I just want to be there for you and support you. Otherwise, find your own coaches and start getting coached to help you break through.